Hello and welcome to another video in my chess engine series. In this video, we will be covering piece movement and captures. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is create two new classes, input and move. We're going to begin with the move by creating some variables. Old column, old row, then not that, new column and new row. We're also going to have piece and capture. We are then going to create a constructor for move, and we're going to take in the board, the piece, and new column, and the new row. We're then going to do some of this. And the old column is going to be the piece, column, and row. Just like that. Then this dot piece is equal to piece. And for the capture, you're going to get the piece at that location. So in the board class, we're going to create a method, and I'm going to call it public piece get piece, and column and row. And what this is going to do, we're going to return null if we don't find anything, but we are going to go through all of the pieces in the piece list and if the piece that we find in the list has the same column and row, we're going to return that piece. So if piece dot column is equal to column, and then the same for the row. And that should be good. At the new column and the new row. And that is it for the move class. Now next up, we have the input. And the input is going to implement the mouse listener and the mouse motion listener. And we need to implement these methods. You can see them here. But what we're actually going to do, now that we have the methods written here, is extend the mouse adapter. And what this allows us to do is just remove some of these methods, and it makes it just easier to see. Okay, so the next thing that we do is create a constructor. So public input, and we're going to take in the board. Like that. Now in here, we need to write public piece selected piece is what I would call it. And this is going to be the piece that you're moving. So in here, we can write int column is equal to e.getX divided by the tile size. And what this would do is get the column that you press the mouse on. And we can do the same for the row. Then I'll name it piece XY. Is going to be the piece at that location. So we're going to again use the getPiece method. Like that. And if this is not null, meaning we actually got a piece, you're going to set the selected piece to piece XY. And that looks good. Now, I'm actually going to move this up here. So when we drag the mouse, we're going to say if the selected piece is not null, I'm actually just going to copy this so I don't have to keep on typing it. The X position is going to be e.getX minus the tile size divided by 2. And the reason why we subtract this divided by 2 is so that the piece is centered on the mouse. And we can do the same for the Y. And then we need to repaint the board. So board.repaint. Okay, so the next thing to do is get the column and row when you release the mouse. Then we're going to say if the selected piece is not equal to null, then we're going to create a new move. A new move, we're going to pass in the board, the selected piece, the column, and the row. Just like that. Then we're going to say if, and we haven't actually created this method yet, but we're going to after this. If valid move, we're then going to make the moves. So board.makeMove, and we're going to pass in the move. And I should have done that here too. Now we haven't created these methods yet, but that's going to be what we do next. And if none of those can work, we're going to set the selected piece the X position to the column times the tile scale. Just like that. Then down below this if statement, we're always going to set the selected piece to null. Then we're going to repaint the board again. And next up we have to make these methods. And for now, I'm going to make isValidMove always just return true. Then for making a move, we can have public void make move. We take in the move, and we have move.piece. Gonna copy that. Dot column is equal to the move dot new column. Then the same for the row. Just like that. Then for the X position and the Y position, we're going to take these and multiply it by the tile size. Just like that. Then we need a new method called capture. And it's going to be very simple, just public void capture. Yeah, I'll take in a move for this too. And piece list dot remove move dot capture. Just like that. Then we're going to just go capture move dot capture. Oh no, just the move. I guess next we can work on the isValidMove. And for now, all that we're going to check is this team color. So we're going to have public. I guess these don't technically need to be public, but same team. And we're going to take in two pieces, piece 1 and piece 2. And we need to check if either of them are null. So if P1 is null, or if P2 is, we're going to return false. And then we're just going to return that P1.isWhite is equal to P2.isWhite, just like that. Then in the isValidMove, we can go if they're on the same team, if same team, move dot piece and move dot capture. So basically, if you're trying to capture your own piece, we're going to say it is not a valid move. And this could be simplified, but we're going to leave it like this so that we can add more cases like this. And before I check, I do need to create input. So like input, there's new input, we're going to pass in this. Then we need to do some of this. So this dot add mouse listener. I'm going to make it input. And we also need mouse motion listener. And now if I run it, it should be good to go. As you can see, we can pick up the pieces. We cannot capture our own pieces, but we can capture theirs, the other teams. The only thing is, we can move pieces absolutely anywhere. There is no limits to that. So that would be the next thing that we add.